Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Gung Ho Guns here. I hope you're having a smashing start to your week, and if not, I hope this video will brighten your day as you prepare for more bonks and more epic damage or healing in Tarisland. So, are you stuck with getting the second tier or third, fourth tier of crit or combo, whichever your class has, or perhaps you are grappling with the elusive second tier of an Omni or Cooldown? Are the RNG gods laughing in your face? Well, my friends, what if I told you I found a way to bypass the whims of fate, reclaim your luck, and snag the gear that you need the most? That's right. I figured out how to do it. I have 5 classes that I play, and this is a system that I use to get the best gear for each of them and their play styles. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Thank you guys again for coming, and let's just dive straight into it and make this video really short so you guys can go out there and have some fun. So, how to get the best gear possible. I will talk about that, and I will talk about how to min-max your gear so you get the best damage out and what things to use and some tips and tricks and go from there. So first and foremost, how to find this information out first. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to your skills right off the bat and go into your talents. Now you can do this through your attributes as well, but I just find that doing it through here makes it more visually appealing. And I'm a visual learner myself, so things just happen to be a little easier this way. So if you look at right here on the 16th passive, this is my current crit. As you see, it's the 4th tier, the 42%. By reaching it, there's a chance to refresh by 12% of my glory strike and tier 1 with justice thump. And at 42%, I mean, I'm getting this thing back all the time. Now this will work on the other classes as well. Some classes use combo instead of crit, and that's how you would do the same thing. But they do the similar thing. The 4th tier, especially in today's gear, is where you want to be. And then if you kind of scroll down a little bit, as you see your Omni and your Cooldown. Now, as you see, I am on the 2nd tier. And man, the damage is just insane. I am 5k plus now on all the bosses that I do, and it's just because of this. The difference between Omni and Cooldown, again, you want one or the other. From my early perspective from what I've seen, the difference is Omni is better for PvP because remember in PvP you just want to do as much damage as possible. This will make your Justice Thump just do a ton of damage, and your Discipline Storm, which is your AoE, it's an automatic cast. On top of that, for other classes, I think it does a similar thing where your Omni just does more damage, right? Off the bat, it makes one of your moves just do more damage, while your cooldown, I think, is better for PvE, player versus environment, bosses, raids, dungeons, etc. I think it makes all your moves come back a little bit faster. So I think that is a difference. And again, I could be wrong, but I've had both in some of my classes, and I just noticed that in PvP, Omni tends to hit a lot more, while in PvE, cooldown is just a little bit better as you do more damage. So that's like the difference. But how do you get there, right? How do you get that 2nd tier and eventually 3rd tier as we get there? So method 1, I'm gonna give you a few of them, and this is how I did it, and this is how I do it in all my classes, and I can show you all of them if you'd like, but I'll just stick with this one for now. So how to get the 2nd tier. Now obviously, if you go to your attributes, and we'll just go down the line in your helmet. As you see right here, the attribute is strength and cooldown, focus and crit, cooldown, stamina, cooldown, cooldown, cooldown. Notice a trend: cooldown, cooldown, and so forth. So how did I get all of these with cooldown, right? So that's what you wanted to have it in your gear. Number 1. That is the most important way, how to do it and how to get there. There's a couple of different ways to do this, by the way. How to get it in your gear, whether it's Omni or whether it's cooldown, how to get it actually in your gear. So this is method 1, and that is right here. If you go to raids And for example, if you go down to uh, the 100-year stats that you get right here with the merfolk and all the other bosses. Again, you've done this before. They're super easy, but you can farm them. Because you can actually get, if you look right here, 2 random attributes as soon as you get it. You can do them one more time and try to hopefully get Cooldown or Omni on either of these 3. Same thing with Ancient Tree, Synthesis Doctor, Gemini, and so forth. You can again do all of these over again. This is method 1. And just, and this is very RNG based because the stats are random, so you can't really choose, but this is one way to do it. They actually added this thing that I noticed yesterday as well. So this is the second part of this, is if you go to your shop here, the one that they give you, and if you go to basic equipment, they just added, this was not here last week, they just added this. Now you can buy this for silver. And again, you will not get the set bonus from this, but you will get the stats. So what you can do is, like, for example, I'm gonna buy let me see which one. See if I can have like a hit, for example. Perfect. So my right here for my weapon, I can just buy it for 100 of these, and you can only buy one, but again, it's a chance, right? So if you go equipment, this is the one that I just got. And my crit is a little bit higher than my stamina, so I'm gonna actually use this one, and I'm gonna show you how to do that in a second. But this is one way to do it to get all the best stats, and kind of shoot your shot with RNG to get either Omni or Cooldown. And now how to apply this to your armor. Obviously, we don't want to use this one. You want to use the armor that you have because it has the not only the empowerment, but the rare attribute, your crystals, your special aptitude. So there's a trick to this. So if you go right here in development and you go to workshop and then you go to tampering, and if you click this, this is the one that I just got, and as you see right here, if you click, it will bring and keep your shell, the one with the stats, or the one with the the skills and the set bonus and all of that. You can keep all that. You want to keep that, but you can actually move the stats that you want onto it. For example, I want more crit because stem doesn't really do too much for me, so I'm going to use that. And just like that, it just costs one of these arcane dusts, and again, they're super easy to get. So just like that, I switched my crit to more crit in this one. So that is one way to get this done, is the basic equipment. Obviously the raid is one, so this would be actually 2. Sorry about that. So this would be the second way to do it, is you buy the basic equipment, and then you, again, RNG gods, you're hoping that this will make it work and give you the stats that you're looking for, either Omni or Cooldown. And then the third way is right here as well. If you go to the second equipment, as you see, I have a ton of these, which I don't really need it because I already have the stats that I want, but this is a way to do it as well. What you would do is, and again, you would buy, even though that you have it already, you would just buy an additional one. And like, for example, I'll just spend 30 here, and we'll do the same thing. Maybe not on this. Maybe we'll use something else. You know what? For you guys, I'm going to spend 60 of this because I have nothing else to spend it on. So again, we'll do the same thing. We'll just buy one. And then if we go here to your backpack equipment, this is the one that I just got. Now this one is really bad. As you see, it has focus, and focus for some reason does not work for me. So I'm going to just get rid of that right away. And this, by the way, if you do this, it's going to give you all that arcane dust that you need. So just like that, you can do that as well. So that is the second way of you to, or the third way for you to get the stats that you need. But again, you only have so many of these, right, before they run out. So what happens if your RNG is laughing at you again, is bad again? Don't worry, I have a few more ways. So next way, and again, this is right here as well. If you go to, wrong one. If you go to the trade center, Again, there's on my channel, there's a way to make money or gold easier. There's a bunch of others on YouTube to do the same thing. You can actually go in here and you can buy the 110 sets from people that craft them. And as soon as you get it, you can take it in and do the same thing. See if you get lucky and roll for the stats that you want. Now, let's say, hey guys, I paused the video really quick because I forgot one. So I'm going to quickly add it in here. The Arcane Realm is also another way that you can do it. And there's 6 chances for you to get 6 different pieces from it. I believe this is per floor you get 6 or 6 weekly, and you get a chest as well. That is another way to get the stats that you want per armor. Again, you're not going to get the sets, but you are going to get the armor you're looking for, so that is just another way to get them. That doesn't help either, and you're running out of gold, and it's just you're not getting that one piece that you need. Now, here's the last way, and this is, again, I've tested this personally. And before I tell you guys, I've tested this. The difference in damage is 1%. 1%. I was still 5k damage, but I got cooldown on all my gear. And that is, again, same thing. You go in here and you buy the 90 armor. Now again, we don't want the armor itself. We just want the main attributes. Now, obviously, if you buy this, you'll notice that it is going to be a little lower than your others. But think of it this way: 0 cooldown and 100 cooldown, or 95 cooldown. Which would you rather have? That's the difference, right? If you for that specific gear piece, if you don't have Omni or cooldown, whichever you're working on, I'd rather have the 90 or 100 than not have it. Again, and just to kind of give you an example here, how to get more of these, and I'm going to do this right in front of you so you guys can see it. I'm just going to buy a bunch of these. I think I need 30. Just so I can buy one. And let's see which one to buy here. We'll just stick with this one. Well, it's 60. I'll buy another one. I'll just buy this one for now, just going to give you guys an example. And again, this is the 30 or the 90 stat one. I'm just going to buy that. And again, we do not want the armor piece. We just want the stats. And as you see the difference, right? If you get the 105, which is where you really want it, the difference is about 35 to 50 points in that, but this is like the last resort to get that extra damage that you would need. Now again, same thing. What you would do is you will go to your workshop, tampering. I think it was the gloves, right? No, it was the bracers. Shoot, which one was it? I lost it. It was the gauntlets. There we go. Yeah, for some reason, it's not triggering for some reason. But again, I've done this. I think I just got to reset. My system is bugged. But you can do this. This is how I've done it in my other classes. I was struggling to get the second tier of Omni or cooldown, and I just ended up getting the 90s on 2 of my pieces just to push it over that second tier. Now again, you can also, if you don't have that much money and you want to be, with your gold, I mean, you can go in the equipment and you can actually buy the level 90 from here as well and then attach it. That is the way to get the armor and cooldowns that you need. Now, obviously, your inscribed stones, if you want cooldown, is on your left side, Omni is on the right side. You can use this as well to push it up even more. But again, you're not going to get that much from here. You're going to get a couple of percents. I think this is what it's 50%. So this is 3% from right here. This is 1%, and this is another 3%. So again, these, if you get all 4, you can get about 6-7% of cooldown. But if you look at your skills one more time, you'll notice that you need 19% for the second one. So you really need it in your gear. You really, really need it in your gear. Now, I hope that was an easy way to figure out how to get, or at least get better chances with RNG on how to get this where you need it. Now, finally, we're going to go ahead and move over to the last part, which is again in workshop in the inlays. As you see right here, I have cooldown in all my gems, and they're just, so this one right here is crit because I didn't really need any more cooldown. But again, this is how you would do it, and I did get lucky enough to get two of these. So I have the colorful gems, 10 there, and I also put one in the cape. And again, as you see, some of my stuff is still um, it's still green gems. I don't have the best gems. I just find that, with the amount that they gives you, it's not really that big of a deal, but every little helps. So again, these are the gems that I do. And again, I tried to go cooldown heavy just because crit for me is super easy to get, but cooldown isn't. So I win with that a little more than the other one. And then the last thing is, again, if you go to workshop and you go empowerment, I did put a lot of these in here. These are super easy to get. And again, it's focus. For some reason, focus doesn't really do too much for me, but again, I'm testing it still. But if you want to test it with me, again, how to get this is again super easy. You just buy the second tier Omnis, and you can get them at the trade center for 500 gold. And again, you can put them as you see. It's the blue one, so more stamina, strength on this one, which is really good, and then the boots, which is another strength. 140 strength, which is nothing to laugh at, my friends. Nothing to laugh at. So again, I would definitely recommend doing all of that and going from there. Again, I hope this was an easy way to follow this, and I hope that you guys learned something. I'm going to quickly go over it one more time just to kind of make things a little easier. If you need help with the second tier of Omni or Cooldown, again, first method is do your raids all over again and take your shot at it. Second is buy it through the dungeon shop, take your shot at it. Also, I forgot one. You can also, if you go into the arcane realm, they drop again. You're not gonna get the unfortunately the sets from it, but you're gonna get the stats. You can take your shot at this and get 6 boxes from this as well. So, and again, I think it's 6 per day that you can get. So you can do the arcane, and again, you're not looking for the stat or the set armor because you're not going to replace the 8 set that you have, but you can take the stats and move it over by tampering with the ones that you want. So again, add the arcane realm. Worst case scenario, buy it through the trade center. And if you don't have a lot of gold, as you see, I spent a lot of my gold on testing different things. You can buy the 90 armor, which is 10 below, just for the 1 or 2 stats that you can put in. Now again, you might be like, oh, I don't want 90 stats in my gear. I promise you it's going to be okay. I tested this on multiple characters. The difference was 1% to 2% damage. It was barely noticeable. But when I reached that second tier of cooldown, my damage went from 3,500 to 5k, 4,500, 5k. So it really helps hitting that second tier. Now I'm going to show it to you guys one more time how to look at it. Again, 42% is a must here. You have to get 42%. It's going to save your life. You're going to hit a lot harder with that. And the second tier of cooldown for PvE, in my opinion, is just a sweet spot. You're going to be doing tons and tons of damage. When the next set of gear comes at 110, I will be pushing this to the third tier, and we'll test it from there. Anyway, thank you guys again for coming. I'm going to stop rambling all day, and I will wish you guys a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.